Welcome to GEPL Capital's another market outlook video. I'm Sanket Bendre from the Fundamental Research team. And in today's video, we'll be discussing some of the key important factors that impacted the market. That is one of the US and Iran tension that is happening regarding the nuclear program. So we'll be discussing some of the key things that why exactly this thing is happening and what were the impacts and some of the stocks, particular sectors that are being impacted through this. So let me share my screen and we'll start the video right away. Okay. I hope my screen is visible now. So yeah, so as here it is mentioned that understanding the geopolitical tension. So let us discuss like why exactly this thing has been happening. So if you see US and Israel together had launched a joint attack on Iran, and during this attack, Iran's supreme leader was been impacted, was been killed, and significantly, which intensified the regional tensions and geopolitical tension between both these countries. However, if you see, Iran retaliated to this with a missile and drone attacks in its neighboring Middle Eastern countries, which includes UAE, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, as well as Bahrain. And in this retaliation, US and Israel together took an offensive stance, and uh, which led to an escalation in the conflict between both the between three of the nations. So, as we are seeing this escalation in tension, the Iran uh, has I would say, choked the Strait of Hormuz, which is one of the critical energy choke point, handling nearly 20% of the global oil trade and a significant share of energy shipments. With India importing 90% of its crude oil, approximately about half of this routed is through this passage. So, any disruption poses a major energy security risk, given this given this uh, given this choke point at the Strait of Hormuz. So in this slide, this is the as it has been indicated here that this is the Strait of Hormuz, and crude oil approximately after this has been surged approximately 13% of this after this war that has happened between three of the countries. So what are some of the key impacts that has been impacted the overall market? So fuel inflation. So according to an estimate that for every $1 increase in Brent, there is an impact of approximately 0.52 liters on diesel and 0.55 per liter on petrol retail prices within India itself. On the currency side, the Indian rupee is under pressure due to the combined impact of higher oil import bills and hit to exports bound for the Gulf region. Further, on the energy side, India imports approximately 90% of its crude oil, and 50% of this imports typically pass through the Strait of Hormuz. So, as a result of this, any prolonged closure in this is a direct threat to the domestic industrial stability. And on the logistics side, so if you see most of the ships have been rerouted through around Africa, which is leading to an increase in the global freight and insurance costs, which will eventually be passed on to the customers, further fueling the inflation in the Indian market. So these are some of the key four impacts that have been seen. So first will be the fuel inflation, the second will be the currency pressure, the third will be energy security, and the fourth and last will be the logistic cost. So all three together has been leading to the rise in inflation across most of the countries. So these are some of the positive and negative sectors that have been impacted during this war. So the negative sectors, let's discuss some of the negative sectors. So the first will be the oil refineries, which include stocks such as IOCL, BPCL, HPCL, and Reliance Industries. On the paint sector, it will be the Asian Paints, Berger Paints, and Indigo Paints. The rice export sector includes LT Foods, KRBL, whereas on the EPC side, L&T and Vata Power, which have a major exposure in the Middle Eastern countries for their projects. On the positive side, if you see, it will be the defense, which is BL, HCL, data pattern, as these countries as these companies during the war usually get a good order book from from exporting countries as well. On the oil exploration front, ONGC and Oil India should benefit given the rise in oil prices on the refinery side. And the next will be the shipping industry, GE Shipping and HCI, and the next will be the metals, which include Tata Steel and Jindal Steel. So these are some of the sectors and stocks that were impacted in this war and that should continue to be influenced by the current current war-like situation that is happening. So I guess this video was a good brief to understand like why exactly the war happened and what exactly were the sectors and stocks that were impacted during this market. So I hope you like this video. So if you like this video, then do like and share and subscribe to GPL Capital's YouTube channel and do share them as more. Thank you.